excited to have Miss Alexandra LaBarr here from Zendra Marketing. Hi, Alex.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being here. Would you mind taking a minute and tell our audience a little bit about yourself, more specifically your experiences and success as a business owner and an entrepreneur?
Sure, absolutely. So a little bit about me, Alexandra LaBarr. I've been in the marketing and business development world for about over 20 years, kind of telling my age here, but spent most of my career in corporate America. Just recently worked in more of the construction world, where I worked for a roofing company in Fort Lauderdale for the last 8 years. Worked pretty much right hand to the CEO. Really amazing experience there. And then one day, I've always had this burning desire, I would say I always had this burning desire to be an entrepreneur. So timing is everything in life. And I decided to bet on myself, and Alexandra Marketing was born. One of the most courageous move I think I've ever made, because at that time I was really thriving in my career and really enjoying what I was doing, and the company was doing great. So it was just timing. From a spiritual standpoint, I like to add, when God really wants you to move, he makes you uncomfortable and you make it happen. So it was just timing, and timing is everything. You'll hear me mention that through this interview. Timing is important in our lives, and we must pay attention. So yeah, Alexandra Marketing was born.
I love that, and you're right. Timing is very essential to everything in life. Well, obviously, stepping out of the corporate world and going into creating your own business, this process. Let me start over. Okay. So obviously, stepping out of the corporate world and building your own business, I mean, the process doesn't happen overnight. So could you take us through a little bit about the steps you took, and knowing
Right.
everything that you know now, if you had to do it all over again, how would you go about it?
Sure, that's a really great question. In fact, it has very relevant to what happened with me. So stepping out, I definitely wanted to do, of course, marketing, business development. I've always had this passion of helping people and helping others, grow. In my previous position, that's what I did. I trained and developed my team. So I wanted to go ahead and train business development managers, specifically in the real estate commercial world, and helping them become the best in their industry. So going out that route, that's how I started out. And we got a few accounts, but things weren't moving as fast as I wanted them to. So with that said, I saw my company and it happened naturally to kind of shift it over to more that virtual teaching, mastermind classes, working hands-on with companies. So I took a little bit of a shift. So I guess my advice is just go for it because things will work out anyway. Be true to yourself, stick to your plan. And that's what I did. And because I did go into the hands-on training for business development, and I enjoyed it. So it kind of like turned into what I'm doing now. But had I not gone that route and followed my dreams and what I really wanted to do, I probably wouldn't have the company shift to where I'm at today. So my advice really is be courageous, go for it. And one step at a time, and just see how things work out, have the courage to do that. Hope I
Well,
answered your question.
yes, you did. It's perfect. Yeah. And actually, I mean, we're still in the process of this whole COVID thing. So I think a lot of people need to hear that. What would you say, either one or more of your biggest fears that you've had to overcome yourself through this whole process of building your business? Would you give an example, and how did you fail? Did you succeed right away? I mean, could you walk us through a little bit?
It's so funny. I was just having this conversation with someone where, yes, I don't call it a failure. I don't like to call anything a failure because I always think of things as a learning opportunity. So because I took that leap of faith and decided to just go for it and follow my passion, it actually opened up more opportunities. So I was learning from each customer. So each client that I had brought something to the table in terms of their needs. So as I was going and working with each client, I created programs within the things that they needed, which is an obvious thing for a marketing and business director out there. That's what you do. You cater to your clients. It's not about you. So with that mindset, that's how it all unfolded. And you have to be flexible. And that's one thing that I think that really helped me along the way with being a new entrepreneur is just the flexibility, being able to say, okay, maybe this doesn't work and not be so hard on yourself, and then learn from why it didn't work and what could you do better. So being flexible, open-minded, and just knowing like you're in it, make it about the client. What do they need? And start developing, again, your programs or what you're selling based on the customer's need and your audience. Who's your ideal clients? What do they want?
Were
Yeah.
you afraid starting out?
I don't know if I was afraid. I think that, like I said, my passion was just to help people. And I knew the reason why I was going into this new venture of mine. I just knew that with number one, just to kind of back up a little bit, I've been in this market for a while, especially here in South Florida for 15 years. So for the last 15 years, what I did was really build a brand for myself. And I really had opportunities to just like network. And I've had some strong vendor alliances that are now like even friends with or friends. So I've planted these seeds in my market. And when it was time for Alex to go on her own, these people showed up. They showed up for me. They showed up and they supported me. They referred people to me. And that is what I teach, plant the seeds, go out there, put yourself out there, and then show up and do what you said you're going to do. So for 15 years, that's what I did. So I don't know if I was scared. I feel like I had like a village behind me because of my name in this market. I was okay. And then I knew that what is failure really? What is failure? I knew that what's the worst thing that can happen, right? What's the worst thing that could have happened to me? What? I just go back to working for another company. I feel like I know my worth. I can go someplace else. So a lot of times what holds people back from doing what they love and living their dream is fear. So I try not to dance with fear. I try not to allow that to stop me.
I love that. I really do. Give me some examples on how you did some pivoting around this. I mean, you mentioned earlier that a lot of what you do is also virtual. So I'm sure this whole COVID thing wasn't that big of a scare for you and your team. But did you have to pivot a little bit? Give some examples.
Oh yeah, I sure did. Definitely with my clients, because business development, we visit clients, we visit their customers, we network in person, nothing like that face-to-face interaction. So yeah, now we had to become really creative as a company and really come up with programs to keep our clients' name in front of their ideal customers, right? So yeah, we had to do a lot of pivoting here and a lot of just out of box thinking. And we took that energy and that momentum and really started creating some really unique touch points, which it's really brand harmony, making sure the company are, which we call my clients. My clients are specialty contractors, anyone that's looking for opportunities to grow and scale their business, right? So we had to think quickly because a lot of them were kind of like, do we even need marketing right now? Like no one, everyone's afraid. But this is when marketing really is important, right? You have to stay in front of your customers because you got to keep your business going. So it was fun and challenging. And I tell everyone, I probably worked more than I've ever have in my life because the last 4 or 5 months, it's been game time. We've been on the phones, getting business for bringing leads in, we've been just social media nonstop, LinkedIn. I mean, just pushing even harder than we ever have because we don't get that FaceTime anymore with customers. So yeah, it's been quite a challenge there.
I love it though. And you've done quite a bit. You have your own master classes, your own mastermind webinars. If people want to reach out, can they be a part of that? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. Yes. So we have a mastermind class that we meet every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And we have a business development mastermind group, which is on Facebook and also on LinkedIn. Today, in fact, we had a really good friend of mine who's a cartoonist, Stu, who jumped on. He does Wall Street Journal. Give him a little plug in here, but he happened to be our speaker today, how to get a meeting with anyone. So it was really a good class that we gave. So yeah, I try to bring value to business development managers, that their job is to go out there and get leads and generate business for their company. And with this new norm, they're kind of a little stressed because they're like, what do we do? We're used to networking in front of people. We are used to, interacting with our clients, but now they want us on the phone. And, so we had to shift gears a little bit. And I've spent the last, I would say, 4 months really helping these groups of people to keep really their jobs, right? To make sure that they're relevant in their company and the company sees value. So all these speakers that I bring in, classes that I teach, really helps them feel more confident in what they do. Every week they're taking something different out of it. It's really nice. And people are sending me messages like, oh my God, I used that tool and it worked. I got a meeting, or I got a lead last week. It's really rewarding. And again, this is why I went on my own, is to be able to help others grow and help companies. Yeah.
You're
It's
so
really nice.
right. It's so rewarding to hear that feedback and say, oh, what you showed me actually works and it works well
Right.
in my business. That's really cool. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Well, so being so successful in your industry, what would you consider the biggest pillar of profitability is in relation to your business? And what I mean by that is we focus here at the AV Academy on marketing, business development, networking, sales, and the mind-body wellness connection. What would you say is the most important factor for you, for your success?
Yeah, well, to me, it all starts with a lead, right? Every company. So I would have to say the business development aspect of it, and back to why I do what I do, is making sure that you have a solid lead generation campaign, or someone that's out there generating business for you that you don't have to think about. This is just constantly coming in. Someone that's creative, focusing on that side of the business. To me, that's what it starts with, a lead, right? Without a lead, and then also taking care of your clients, right? So this is a time that you have to take care of your customers more than ever. That retention side of it is critical, right? We can't forget these people because the company is slow now. We want new business, but guess what? Those are the people that have been holding you down for all these years. We got to make sure that you have someone thinking about them daily. Their top mind awareness. You got to make sure you're out there saying hello or calling to make sure that if they need anything. So yeah, I would say more on the business development side for me personally is just important.
And I love that point that you just made about you have to have daily focus on your existing clients. Don't just forget them and go chasing new ones, because also taking care of your existing can bring you those new clients with the
Right.
referral. It's all about relationships. You're right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what separates too, Alexandra Marketing. We're all about like measuring results. We're all about making sure that when we sit down with you, we understand your business. We understand where where your challenges are. We try to get to the core of the challenge. We make sure that we, isolate the obstacle, like what's happening, and reach towards like measurable goals with you. And with that, that's all business development. So if a CEO or a company doesn't have to constantly worry about business coming in, my gosh, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing, right? You
Right.
could focus on servicing the clients, but the leads are coming in. There's someone, you know, that's out there that's in charge, of generating business for you. So I'm more passionate on the BD side for sure.
I love that. Define success. What does success mean to you?
Wow, define success. To me, just doing something you love, that's success, right? Everyone has their different measurements of success. To me, is success is doing something that you love. Imagine waking up every day and loving what you do. To me, that's success. Because guess what? If you get up every day and you do what you love to do, you're gonna be better, right? You're gonna work harder. I see people all the time who think they're successful, but they're miserable at what they do. So I don't define that as successful, because yeah, you're maybe making the money, but you're miserable. mental to me, spiritually being mentally like aware of what's going on or just having that balance is and happiness is more important to me. So that's my success is getting up every day and just helping others, be great, be better than they were yesterday. I go to bed happy every day, just saying I touched some people today and I made some companies some money.
I love that. What would your advice be? Because especially right now, a lot of people are kind of stepping into that realm of maybe considering starting their own business or have already started. Um, what advice would you give a new entrepreneur or relatively new business owner around the startup process?
First of all, go for it. Have that courage to go for it. But have a plan, have a plan. Start small, take small bites. Don't just jump right in. I mean, that's something I see a lot of people do. They go in too fast and they miss out. And again, I want to go circle back to the almost interviewing your customers, right? Knowing who your ideal clients are is so important and having that laser target focus on those clients and then service them for a little while and see what comes out of it. Because sometimes what you think works for them may not be what works for them, so taking like small bites, but go for it for sure. Go for it. Just have a plan.
I love
Have
that.
a plan. Yeah, you got it. You got a plan and then measure it daily, look at where your business is at, take inventory of what's going on. Even like I have clients right now that every week we meet. That's part of my program. I tell the CEO, I said, listen, part of our onboarding is to come up with that date that we meet weekly. Why? I want to meet with you weekly because I want to make sure that I'm heading the right direction. I don't want to wait for 6 months for you to say, oh, we probably should have gone this route. See, when you track and measure results weekly, you can come up with new ideas or you can stop things from going south real quick, right? So you're in front of problems instead of waiting for it to happen. Even leads. I want to know if I'm sending too many leads to your company and your salespeople can't keep up. I don't want to wait for you to tell me in 60 days. I want you to let's monitor it weekly because taking care of your customer is the number one thing, right? That's what your brand is, the customer's experience. So that's how they remember you. So I don't want to, and then also the opposite. If you need more leads, we got to ramp it up. So weekly meetings are important. Yeah, listen, you'll learn a lot from your customers. And that's how I think I've been really successful with this. It's just taking the time and not thinking I know everything. I do have a lot of experience, 20 years of marketing and business development, digital marketing. I think I know what I'm doing. That's why I opened up my own business. However, my biggest lessons have been from my customers. They've taught me so much and I bring my expertise to help them with their problem, right? You have to know what are your challenges? How can we help you? And then create something around that.
That's what I was going to mention. I mean, I've known you for a minute now, and I will say your mindset is wonderful because you think from the perspective of both the business and the customer's point of view and their customer's point of view. So that's very unique about you and what you do, and I love that. What a great little golden nugget you just gave everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So I have one more question for you, and this is my favorite. We all have our routines in the morning. What does your daily routine morning-wise look like?
Okay, all right, ready to go into a world of Alex LaBarr? Well, I am such a routine person, by the way. Like I thrive on routine, and if it gets off, I kind of get like, what's going on? It just my day is just off. So when I wake up, I'm always, of course, thank God. Gratitude always. I take time to just be still. I'll grab a cup of coffee. I will sit down, like I said, I'll read something motivational. It could be, or a book that I was just, finishing up, but I do take about 20 to 30 minutes just to read and really feed my mind here. And it wakes me up as well. Then I work out. I work out every day. Pretty much go hard 5 days a week. The other 2 days I'm doing some kind of like yoga or, just walking, or I love riding my bike. That's something I do probably every evening, but in the morning I'm working out, and then I come back, I get ready for work, and then I get started in my office, in my home office. I sit down and I have a meeting with myself daily, and I look at what I need to get done, what kind of conversations I need to have that are uncomfortable. Let me get those out of the way. And I just look at my business and see, like, where do I need to improve? Where am I going? Top priorities for the day. And then I go for it. I go for it, and I get in there, and I'm on work mode, and I just love it. I'm just having fun, enjoying my day, and get right in, going to my meetings. But yeah, that's the day with Alex, or the morning with Alex.
I love it.
And I remind myself my little breaks. I take my little 15 to definitely take my lunch break, but I take my 15-minute breaks here and there just to get up and stretch. Being a marketing executive, it's very important for us to walk away, because when you come back refreshed. So that idea that looks so amazing, but then you're stuck on it, you come back with just a new set of eyes. So I try to, like, remind myself, or even set timers on my phone to kind of just break away and walk, get away from, get some sunlight, even 15 minutes, because that's what happens when people work from home virtually. They just get stuck at their desk, and it's not a good thing.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because we've talked about this before, where you just start going, especially if you're working from home, and it's just, you feel like you're working harder than you ever did before, and you forget to eat, to have a glass of water. So I'm glad you set an alarm or a reminder in your phone, pop out, get a 15-minute break, come back refreshed. What a great point.
Mental health is so important. Spiritually, you gotta feed your body everything it needs, right?
100%.
Nourishment, like all, spiritually, take the time to breathe. That's another thing. I have my little breathing device here. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, this is real. This is
I love this
thing, and it takes a moment it's a whistle, and you just, and you breathe, and it reminds me to breathe in and out slowly. And of course, the health benefits of breathing, taking time to just be still, take it all in, is so important for you. So it's right here. I look at it, take my breaks, take my deep breath, and get back to work with a very clear mind. It also helps if you get frustrated sometimes. We can get frustrated, things don't go our way. When you step away and just be still and just take the time to, mindfulness is so important. Just breathe. We don't breathe enough.
That's true. Well, where can people find you? What's the best way for people to connect with you?
I am everywhere. I better say that, right? I'm a marketing company. I better be everywhere, right? So I'm on Facebook, Alexandra Marketing, MKTG, on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram a lot. If you think I'm funny a little bit in my interview, follow me on my Instagram stories. I am a lot of fun, a lot of great tips on marketing. That's it. Yeah. My website is alexandramarketing.com. I always answer my phone. I always answer emails. Yeah. Very important things that some people don't do, answer the phone, pick up the phone. I'm old school.
Exactly. Pick up the phone. Don't just
text. I want to have a conversation with you.
Exactly.
I'll feel your energy through the phone. Yes. So thank you. That's how you can find me. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with us today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I always love interviewing with you. I just feel like we have that good energy.
We do. We feed off each other.
Love it.
Yes. Thank you, my love. You're the best. I appreciate it. Have an amazing day.
You too.